Hey scent freaks, welcome! Today I'm going to be doing my top 10 affordable fragrance list, $60 or under. Don't forget to subscribe and hit notifications if you like my content. Now let's get into the list. The first fragrance on the affordable list is Versace Woman. This fragrance has been a staple in my collection when I discovered it in my early 20s. It's one of those fragrances that are so versatile, evening, day, formal, casual, signature, it doesn't matter. This fragrance fits the bill. Some of the fragrance notes in this fragrance are raspberry, bergamot, rose, amber, plum, and musk. I call this fragrance the power suit for a woman. This one definitely smells more expensive than what it costs. The value of this fragrance is quite crazy. So it's 60 Australian dollars for a 100 ml EDP concentration, and the bottle itself is gorge. I love the fact that it's so clean smelling and modern. This is definitely a signature scent worthy fragrance. I feel like it is also a very classic fragrance, like it's never going out of style. It's always going to be appreciated by people. The projection and longevity of this fragrance is really good too, like I'm talking 8+ hours. Versace Woman is an airy, feminine, compliment-getting fragrance. So the next fragrance is Paris Hilton by Paris Hilton. This was her original ever first fragrance. It retails for around about 35 to 40 Australian dollars for a 100 ml EDP concentration bottle. It has notes in it such as apple, peach, lily, melon, jasmine, and musk. What I love about this fragrance is that it has this easy to wear, airy, light, semi-ozonic sort of vibe, but it's still nice and sweet, which is just the way I like it. This one is a great go-to everyday sweet fragrance. This one also has fantastic longevity and projection, and especially considering the price, I think it's quite gobsmacking. This is a crowd-pleasing fragrance. It is a compliment getter. Men love it on women. I think it's that sweet element, but it's also extremely feminine, at least in my experience anyway. Smelling it now on the test strip, it really is yummy. It smells like a fruity, soapy shampoo or delicious candy. It does smell young, but not adolescent. It also reminds me of a princess fragrance or maybe a homecoming queen. The next fragrance on the list is Lovely by Sarah Jessica Parker. I love this fragrance, not only for the scent itself, but for the memories that it has when I spray it. I don't hear a lot of buzz about this fragrance, at least not anymore, and I think that it definitely deserves more attention. It's very, very grown up, but it doesn't cross over into that old-fashioned or too mature category. It is extremely easy to wear. It's so versatile. It's a great signature scent, day scent, but it can also be a date night, evening scent. This one definitely smells more expensive than it costs. So the price point for this fragrance is, depending on where you get it from, ranging from 30 Australian dollars to around 40 Australian dollars for a 100 ml EDP concentration bottle, which, when you think about it, that's really affordable. And when you think about the price point, how this fragrance smells and how it performs and how versatile it is, it ticks a lot of boxes. This one does more for me than some of my niche, very expensive ones. I mean, I just think it's brilliant. When I first smelled this fragrance, it was a total, unexpected surprise. It definitely has this understated elegance to it. It also transitions so beautifully from office to cocktail hour or happy hour. It reminds me of a diva fragrance without all of that cloying sweetness going on. The fourth fragrance on the list is none other than Pink Sugar by Aquolina. This fragrance retails for around the 20-25 Australian dollar mark for a 100 ml bottle. This is for all the gourmand lovers and sweet lovers out there. Some of the notes in this fragrance are raspberry, cotton candy, licorice, red berries, caramel, and vanilla. Yum. It's a beautiful, sweet, caramel, slightly powdery scent. It is just beautiful. It smells like warm, fresh, spun cotton candy. Men love this fragrance. I have got, I think, so many more compliments with this fragrance than some of my other more expensive ones. Men love it, at least in my experience. I think it comes down to that sweetness again. It's just beautiful. You smell essentially like a fluffy ball of fairy floss. Pink sugar is amazing for layering. If you have a favorite in your collection that doesn't give you the sweetness that you crave, layer it with this fragrance and it will definitely give you that sweetness. It's also a great affordable option. If you want compliments, wear pink sugar. It is quite a youthful smelling fragrance, but that licorice twist in there, that licorice note, does kind of bridge the gap and stop it becoming too juvenile. It does have really decent longevity for the price too. It's a delicious, airy, whimsical, sweet delight. It really is just a great fragrance for anyone at any age. The next fragrance on the list is none other, needs no introduction I'm sure, Cloud by Ariana Grande. This fragrance retails for $60 Australian for a 100ml EDP concentration bottle. Some of the notes in this fragrance are coconut, praline, pear, vanilla, and lavender. It has this airy, ozonic, slightly metallic sense to it. It's definitely a gourmand for the gourmand lovers out there. It is also very versatile, like a lot of the ones in the lineup here today. It's great for day or evening. It's definitely signature scent worthy and date night worthy as well. This one here is a compliment getter, attention seeking fragrance. You are going to get noticed wearing Cloud. It also does smell, like some of the others on the list, more expensive than it actually costs. It is sweet, but it's not that too artificial, too cloying, headache inducing sweetness. It's unfortunately, in my opinion, not a Baccarat Rouge 540 dupe. However, it definitely does have similarities, like that airy, metallic, ozonic sweetness I was talking about earlier. This one is a great everyday grab and go fragrance. The next fragrance on the list is CK1 by Calvin Klein. The price for this fragrance is around about the $30 to $35 Australian for a 100ml EDT concentration, which is pretty good when you think about it. Some of the notes in this fragrance are lemon, pineapple, cardamom, jasmine, and nutmeg. Smelling it now on the test strip, it is so cold, crisp, fresh, and inviting. Talk about the epitome of a summer fragrance. When I spray it in summer, it just brings me all of these feelings of happiness and joy. CK1 reminds me of a really icy cold bath with fresh slices of lemon and beautiful petals of flowers all floating around in it. It smells incredible on a man or a woman. Smelling this on a man is absolutely gorgeous, and on a woman it's so powerful and sexy because it has a little bit of that cologne vibe going on. This one will definitely remain a staple in my collection. The next fragrance on the list is Fleur by Rihanna. This one here is a 100ml EDP bottle, and it does differ in price depending on where you get it from, but you're looking at around $40 to $50 Australian. It has notes in it such as peach, plum, coconut, amber, vanilla. It's a beautiful, tropical, sweet, fruity fragrance. What I like about Fleur is that it's different from any other coconut fragrance that I have experienced. It has this darkness to it, almost a hypnotic vibe that other coconut tropical fragrances just don't have. This one definitely smells more expensive than it is. It almost has a booziness to it, despite the fact there's no alcohol notes or boozy notes listed. It almost reminds me of a really yummy, light coconut rum cocktail. Because it is not your normal average coconut fragrance, the versatility is there. You can wear this all year round. It's also very linear, so from initial spritz all the way through the duration of the fragrance, it's going to pretty much stay the same. So if you haven't tried it before and you do spray it the first time, you don't need to really wait for the dry down to happen. At least on my skin, it stays the same through the whole fragrance. What I like about that as well is the fact that All of those beautiful notes, like the fruit notes and the coconut, they're there the whole time. With other fragrances, I find the coconut will drop off in the dry down, whereas this one stays there the whole time. The next fragrance on the list is Couture La La by Juicy Couture. So this one here is 100 ml EDP concentration, and it retails for around about the 60 Australian dollar mark. Some of the notes in this fragrance are green apple, orange blossom, red currant, and musk. I love the combination of that fresh floral with that juicy sweet apple. It also has that ozonic, airy vibe to it as well. It's not dense or thick either with those florals. It's really easy to wear, light, airy, and versatile. It almost smells to me like a high-end shampoo. And even though there are those florals and sweetnesses happening, it's very, very easy to wear. It's not pungent, it's not heavy, it's just clean and versatile. You could literally spritz it on, walk out the door, get compliments, and not overpower anybody. It definitely does remind me, if not of a high-end shampoo, then of a really high-end expensive body wash. The next fragrance on the list is Fancy by Jessica Simpson. So this is the bottle here. This is 100 ml EDP concentration, and it does again vary in price depending where you get it from, but you're looking at between $50 and $60 for the bottle. Some of the notes in this are so delectable, like caramel, almond, apricot, pear, vanilla, and sandalwood. This one here is definitely an attention-seeking compliment magnet. Don't be surprised if people chase you up the street or in the shopping center or while you're running your errands, because they're going to. This fragrance is really all about that caramel sweetness and that juicy, beautiful fruitiness. Projection and longevity with this fragrance are massive. It's almost epic. It's also completely versatile. I know it is very sweet, but I find I can wear this fragrance winter, summer, day, evening, it doesn't matter. It smells like a fruity, nutty caramel snack or treat of some kind. Coming up to Christmas, it's also a perfect Christmas scent. You would smell like a fruity, sweet, nutty Christmas pudding. What I like about this too is that despite all that sweetness going on, the almond note in there kind of cuts through and stops it crossing over into the headache-inducing, cloying territory. The final fragrance on the list is Deep Red by Hugo Boss. So for a 50 ml EDP concentration, you're looking at around about the 50 to 55 Australian dollar mark. It has notes in it such as blood orange, ginger, vanilla musk, and sandalwood. This one here is a dark, sultry, seductive fragrance. When I smell this fragrance too, it doesn't smell like any other fragrance I currently have or have currently ever smelled. It's just different. When I spritz this, it really does give me the impression of a really strong man or woman who is very at peace with their sexuality, almost a Christian Grey or Kate Beckinsale in Underworld vibe. It is very, very sexy, and I would even go as far as to say that it's a little naughty. This one too is a crowd-pleasing fragrance. You're going to get compliments, you're going to get noticed in this fragrance. This fragrance is also based around a lot of vanilla, but it's totally different to any other vanilla scent I've ever smelled. It is not that typical sweet gourmand vanilla fragrance. As I said, it's that dark, complex, deep vanilla. This fragrance would be a fantastic staple in anybody's collection who doesn't want a typical vanilla forward fragrance. Okay, scent freaks, so that is going to do it. This is my top 10 affordable under $60 fragrance list. I really thought about this list for fragrances that I wear regularly. Despite all of the ones I have, I grab for these so often. I mean, I don't know if you can tell or not, but the dints in these bottles, they're real. I do use them a lot and I love them, and I will continue to have them in my collection forever. Thanks again, guys, so much for watching. I love and appreciate you all. Merry Christmas to you. Take care. Bye-bye.